Hey, I am Nurtaj, a membership advisor here at Guru. Growing and maintaining a member community is about enabling relationships. With the right digital tools, you can automate your internal operations and give your members a truly valuable experience. GlueUp's all-in-one membership management platform is an ecosystem of interconnected modules designed to automate internal processes, increase community engagement, and boost your member acquisition. Store and update your member information, automate your membership renewals, manage online and in-person events, upgrade your marketing initiatives, streamline your payments, build and engage your member community. Digitally transform your organization with one simple solution. With a 4.5-star rating on Capterra, you can trust that you are utilizing the best in-market solution. Begin your digital transformation and develop a meaningful relationship with your community. Discover more at glueup.com.
All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining our today's event, Digital Transformation Unleashed, where the purpose of this event and why we're putting it together is for really to be able to provide a resource for all of our member-based organizations in the Asia-Pacific region, and to really be able to showcase some of the ways in which we are able to digitally transform an organization and really get you to a point that you feel that you can be more successful without necessarily having to spend so much time on all of your manual tasks, especially nowadays as we're moving into a even faster and more developed digital era. We need to be able to have the right tools for us to be essentially sustaining ourselves in this new what we call now the new normal, right? So with that being said, I do want to introduce my colleague Willis, who is an expert in all things membership management and obviously an expert in all things GlueUp. So Willis, if you would like to now please give yourself a quick introduction to everybody here today and essentially give them an overview as to what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve. Thank you all again very much. Willis, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Rafa, for that warm introduction, and thank you everybody for making it to today's event. Just a quick introduction. My name is Willis Matwali. I'm a senior sales manager here at GlueUp. I cover the Australia and New Zealand region and based in the Asia Pacific team. So what I'm planning to do today is just to walk you through to how powerful digital transformation is. Because back in the day, let's say 100, 200, 300 years ago, everything is recorded. It was recorded in books before it was in papyrus. Even if we go back a few thousand years, everything's recorded on hieroglyphics, on walls, cavings. But today, we have everything not only digitally, but on the cloud. And on the cloud, not in the skies, but on the cloud, you all know what I mean. It's just having it in a central database where you can access this database from wherever you are. A few key things that I just want to highlight on what makes a digital transformation for member-based organizations, key areas and important things. It's number one, user-friendly interface. I think that's highly, highly important. Why? Because most of the platforms users are not the IT or tech savvy gurus like it once was, but actually it's used by you, me, and everybody in our team. In an ideal world, everyone in the team would actually utilize the platform to actually manage their events, manage memberships, send email communications, do marketing activities, also host the finance side of things. And with GlueUp, it's very easy to use that you can have one person managing it to multiple people managing it. So that's, I think, the biggest key factor, because what's a robust, a powerful feature if nobody knows how to use it? And because this is for member-based organizations, the key area which we come to number two is membership management. Because with membership management, membership is the lifeblood of any member-based organizations, hence the name. With member-based organizations, having an idea of how large your membership is, making sure the finance side of things is running smoothly. That's what most people say is the lifeblood of any organization. Making sure that the renewals, not only the renewals, but also new membership signups to gain, because hopefully when you use Blow, not only will you be able to maintain, but you can also gain new members. And also communication engagement, which is point number 3, is extremely important. Why? Because as an organization, you need to always communicate and engage with your members, showing the value of your membership. Why do people need to pay a fee, whether it be monthly, quarterly, yearly, whatever fee it is to justify the value that you're providing them. So you need to be in constant communication. Some of the member-based organizations, they're peak body organizations of an industry, chambers of commerce, needing to do a lot of advocacy, and not only advocacy, but a lot of sharing of thoughts and opinions on different activities, whether it's industry-based or region-based, just to make sure you communicate and engage. And point number 4 is event management, because what's having is a digital transformation, but leaving out your physical interaction. So in events, people that usually we communicate online, or people that we see or we communicate via email, other methods of communication, such as community, we need to also bring them and huddle up them together to put a face to the name, have an event, not only for networking, but for educative purposes, for informative purposes, and also just sometimes a regular catch up just to know who is within the organization. So that's always good, especially now the pandemic is over. Like Rafa mentioned, the new normal, it's good to always meet in person. And as well, the final point is data analytics, right? With data analytics, what's really important is understanding the information that has been collected. Not only collecting it, because sometimes the things that get missed is that people think, oh, you know what, we have the data, but do you understand the data? How do you have it? It's with data analytics, understanding different trends, different information that you've captured, and actually putting it into a visual representative, a fact and figure, so that your team can actually take that information. Some of key data analytics is like, what's your membership retention rate like? How many people opened your emails? How many people register to your events? But how many people actually show up? So these are key informations, and from this information, again, making trends and predictions, as it actually, this past year, we did 12 events. Is there an appetite for more events? Judging from the figures, actually, our events have been proving very popular. So let us create more events, or if it's the opposite, it could be the case too. But understanding the data that you've captured, and you've broken a few sweats here and there collecting those data, so better make use to it. So we understand that organizations utilize multiple software solutions. Well, our platform seamlessly integrates different tools and CRMs and just all these different modules that I'm about to show you under one roof. Ideally, we're the one-stop shop for member-based organizations. So you try to make sense of all the different things under one roof, because sometimes the most cumbersome and the most tiresome task is actually doing a double book entry system, just actually doing one task repetitively, which is never fun. And throughout this walkthrough, feel free to ask any questions and engage with me. We'll have a nice Q&A session right at the end, so just share those questions. I'll be sure to answer them. And by leveraging the power of digital transformation, you can unlock new opportunities, improve member satisfaction, and achieve sustainable growth. So let's explore the platform together and witness the transformative impact that it could have on your member-based organization. So let me just share my screen. Rafa, could you enable sharing screen, please?
Also, go ahead, Willis.
All right. All right. So I hope everybody can see my screen now. This is the GlueUp platform. This is the back and over here, there are a few areas, but what I'll focus on today is just the back end. I just want to show a little bit of the front end and the just to give you a taste of what GlueUp offers. This is an example of one of GlueUp's client. They actually also utilize websites, GlueUp's website solution. So again, just highlighting that GlueUp is a one-stop shop. This is an example of a website that we've created, and we integrate different things. But one of, I think, the most important thing is two areas: is integrating your membership and your events. So when people go to your website, people can actually register to become a member. You can automate this feature, and if I just click on becoming a member, this is the process. So when you do a digital transformation, this is the end goal that you'd like to achieve. In a sense, having all of these actions, all of this work for you. What I mean by that, we'll understand and explore this in just a little while, but making your hard work for you. In this sense, you can create different fields. This is very important, especially when you want to make a digital transformation. I would say this is one of the most important pieces of activity that you can do, making sure the fields that you see here are to your liking and work towards your benefit. Actually, I might say this might be the most important piece of your digital transformation, because again, having this information collected and working for you is highly important. So if you were using just Excel files, if you're using other solutions, and if you're migrating platform, one key area to always consider whenever migrating platform is, are my fields to my liking? If not, what fields can be asked so that I could make my job easier and my member more satisfied? So this is a key area, making these questions multiple choice, single choice, open field text, the field text. It's very important. Why? We'll get into that in just a little bit. And just the first key area that of usage that I just want to show is providing an online membership directory on your website. Again, this is kind of what you'd like to achieve when you make a digital transformation. Not all member-based organizations would like to showcase their members, but for those who want to showcase their members, it's a unique key selling point. Because let's say the British Chamber of Commerce here, they want to showcase their members, and for their members to be listed and associated by the British Chamber of Commerce, it's a highly interesting prospect and benefit for these members, so that when people want to understand the industry of company working between British and Singapore relations and seeing the industry, they would prefer to go with the vendor listed here, or the member, should I say. And these search criteria that you see here and the member bio are just based on the questions that you're asking on the registration form. So as long as you're asking those questions here, you can utilize it to your benefit. And this is why I say make your hard work for you. So this is the membership instance. The event instance, once you want everything integrated, what you want to be able to do is you want to create an event. And once you create that event, the events will be listed and launched here. So you don't need to actually contact different teammates, have the event posted on the website. The event team or the person in charge of the event could actually create the event, publish it, and have it listed here without needing the assistance of other team members. And as you can see here, all the events are listed. With the GlueUp platform, you can actually have this feature where you create the event, publish the event, events will be listed. Events which are generated from the GlueUp platform will have its own unique URL platform. Sorry, URL website. Apologies for that. But you will have your own unique URL website, your event microsite, if you will. So this is just an example of it. Next, we'll go to the login area. So GlueUp offers login area. This is the web version of the login area. We have this in an app version as well, because in today's world, almost everything that you do is through an app. Even big companies have an app. Even for you to order coffee or for you to book an accommodation, everything's done through the app. It's not through the website anymore. Not through the website anymore, but apps are increasingly popular. So Google offers apps to come along. Yes, I said apps, not app, because one app, it does this login area for your stakeholders, members, non-members in an app version. The second app actually allows you to control some areas of the platform through that app, which means one for your stakeholders, the second app for your team members. And again, ideally, you have this app not only as a source of point of contact, but also where members get to engage with each other, such as the community module over here. So people can do direct messaging, people can discuss different initiatives through this community area. So GlueUp offers that in a web version and in an app version. Some people like to do it still on a laptop, or even a PC. So you can have it both ways. Yeah. And you can see member directory, events that are posted, your membership. We even provide a membership area in the app. This becomes a digital membership card. Look, I have to renew in this is going to be renewed in expiring in 3 weeks and 2 days. This is the benefit of having a digital platform. Not only you as the team is reminded that your members are about to expire, but the members themselves are actually reminded that they need to renew their membership. So this is just another key advantage of having a digital transformation. So not only you as the team are reminded, but members are reminded themselves. And that's why providing value is highly, highly important. Because if I feel the value that I'm being received from the organization is high, I will immediately pay now without thinking twice. All right. So far, what I've shown you is what the end goal looks like. In a sense, this is what your stakeholders would experience once you have done a digital transformation. And this is what your team will see, managing the process of the digital transformation from the start to the finish. GlueUp offers different modules that are listed on the left-hand side. We have context, events, campaigns, membership, finance, community, chapter management, my task, and analytics. We have a quickly add new button, a settings button, a quick help desk, and a notifications button. First and foremost, when you do a digital transformation, what you need to do is when you move to GlueUp, you need to set up your account settings. You need to make sure not only does your logo appear on various materials that are generated from GlueUp, but also first and foremost, all this information, introduction about your organization, just setting up your organization. This is very important where your region is, because a great platform will ask you this question because it will tailor the information based on what's provided. Not you also need to upload different logos, and as if you can see here, you can even select a logo on your laptop and for your mobile device, because GlueUp wants to tailor which device are your audience accessing you from. You can even set your primary colors, because again, we just want to make sure your branding is in line. Social media links, very important. Why? Just because in today's world, almost everybody utilizes one form of social media or the other, so you need to set it up. You need to put in what language and region you're for, the time and date, the currencies that you're using, setting up different privacy policies. And with GrowUp, you will always be able to understand what's your plans and allowances. You can always check if you're approaching the limit of your allowances, then you can actually top up and reach out to your GrowUp operators. So over here, you have the roles and permission. Creating a role, because I always say having a platform is great. What's not so great is people who should not have access having access to different things on the platform. So making sure that your platform, the different areas of the platform are accessible to team members who should have access. Because what if you've already created a nice database, nice information, but there's a new staff who doesn't know their way around it, and he's actually a finance staff, but he's meddling with the event. Suddenly things gets disturbed, context gets deleted. So you just want to make sure that the permissions are right. And team members inviting. That's so inviting your team members into the platform. So that's probably the first step of your digital transformation. I'm not going to take you through all the steps, but I'm going to take you a few steps which I think is very important. And this is highly underlined, the words highly 3 times, because you want to make sure that this platform, this account is your platform, your account. Because even though you're utilizing GrowUp, your stakeholders do not really need to know what platform you're using it on. And for me, I mentioned at the beginning that fields, it is highly, I say this highly on this setup important. Why? Because when you are making a transformation, let alone a digital transformation, you need to consider the changes that are necessary, the things that you need to add, things that you need to bring over. And with fields, it is very important. So you can create a field here, select a field type, whether it's short text, comment box, number, email. You can read through this list. You can even have a field where people are uploading different files. So you can literally create whatever fields that you like. Very important, because once you've created those fields, you can always add them later. But this dictates how you actually utilize the data that you've captured. And I will explain to that in just a moment. So you can put a contact field and you can put company fields too. So setting up these fields, again, I cannot overstate how important this is. And if you click the settings button here, a few other things that you need to check up on: DNS and verified senders, because if you want to send email campaigns, you need to send it here. Set up your finance settings too. And in DNS here, what this does is just making sure the senders of your email are your name at yourorganization.com. And then you need to set up the finance settings, making sure that your finance, because how can you operate an organization without financing? Whether it's through member fees or event tickets or even sponsors. So it's very important over here. And then after you've done all of these steps, you can always go to membership and then import your membership. Now, what's important here is the import history. So ideally, your database is a clean and neat database. So once you want to make that transformation, all you need to do is just create the membership type, select which membership type you'd like to import, and you can download the file and populate this Excel file with the information that you currently have in hand. So you're importing your members, not losing any key pieces of information. And actually, because again, just talking about fields, you can add more information later on. So that's probably how you could make use of the GrowUp platform, setting it up, setting yourself for success. And now, during the process or after you digitally transform, what are the key benefits? First and foremost can be viewed right at the screen. This is the home page, right? And with the home page, there's a dashboard here. If I just click modify dashboard, I have a few widgets that are available to me. These widgets analyze and summarize different information withheld within the platform. And what you can do with this information is have a quick idea of how well your organization is performing. This dashboard is customizable per each team member. So Rafa would have his own dashboard, I would have my own dashboard, you would have your own dashboard, and we populate our dashboard with fields that we believe are important to our operations. So we talk about data analytics just now and how important it is to make sense of the data captured. This is the testament that GlueUp provides such analytics, right? Right at the homepage, we understand how much revenue has been generated, how many events that has been hosted, how many new contacts do we have, how many campaigns set, and how many new memberships do we have this year. Interestingly enough, if suddenly one of your board members tell you, actually, you know what, I want to understand the last 90 days. For some reason, they threw it at you. I want to understand last 90 days. You can have them. You can see the changes that's being made. You can see all this data. And with this data provided, these analytics provided, it is still your responsibility as the human element in it to make use of the information, to make plans, to make strategies based off this information. So GlueUp will provide you the tools. GlueUp will provide you with the data analytics, but it falls onto your responsibility as the people managing the organization what to do with the information. Because sometimes I get asked, Willis, we utilize your platform, but why are our events getting more popular? Then what are you doing? Are you understanding which events are actually popular? If you understand which events are popular, then why don't you create events in the same vein? Because again, GlueUp provides you with the features, but it is really your responsibility to make use of the features and of the information provided by GlueUp. In this section, again, more analytics. Right at the homepage, I know the performance of my campaigns this year. I don't need to go through the modules because sometimes we're in a pinch. We get asked these questions right at the homepage. We understand this information. All right, and we also have an analytics module. What this analytics module does is essentially, this is still in its infancy, ladies and gentlemen. And what it does is that it can generate reports, whether it's for members or non-members. Choose a period of time, and we assign different points. It generates an Excel file. Let's say I open an email, I get assigned 1 point. I attend an event, I get another point. So this platform actually shows you with who is engaging with you the most. Because remember, communication and engagement. Now, engagement works both ways, right? Or not, it's just communication. So with engagement, it works both ways. Not only will you be providing them with materials, with information, but you want to actually see which members or even non-members are making reaction to the action that you made. So this membership and engagement scorecard is highly useful. And the first stop that I'm going to make is just the finance module. Talking about digital transformation, back in the day, people are sending manual invoices. We've come a long time from sending manual invoices through the mail. Sometimes people get lost through the mail. It takes days for invoices to reach you, days for payment to be verified, days to get a receipt set. So with the GlueUp platform, it's all done in real time. Fun fact, GlueUp actually integrates with Xero and QuickBooks. So if you're using any of those solutions to help with your operations, GlueUp actually also enables integration with those two platforms. And with the GlueUp platform, invoices are generated from the GlueUp platform. If you use Xero or QuickBooks, it gets integrated, so invoices gets sent to whoever is purchasing. Let's take an example. Rafa purchased an event ticket. invoice gets sent to Rafa. Invoice gets mirrored to Zero. If invoice is paid online, depending on your region, we offer different payment platforms. So if payment is accepted, payment is verified, receipt is triggered, gets sent to the purchaser, and also sends a notification to Zero or QuickBooks that the payment has been made. In an ideal world, that's what would happen, but you know, we don't live in an ideal world, unfortunately. So sometimes you need to still make work onto this module just to make sure that your payments are all up to date. So if somebody want to pay using bank transfer, cash, or check, just click this three-prong button, add a payment, and once you've selected add payment, you put cash, or just how I mentioned, bank transfer, click submit, then it would trigger the receipt. There is a filter button, there is a download button. So what this does, I was talking about smart list earlier. So we have a few different kinds of smart lists. This is the first smart list that I'm going to show. Smart lists are for people who want to work smart, not only hard. So if I just want to understand open and overdue invoices, right? I want to understand this month. So I've selected those fields. I can save this into a smart list, which means I can access that smart list by clicking the drop down button, downloading it into an Excel file, and the smart list is the dynamic list. So that list would continuously update itself with all the invoices that are open and overdue this month. Hence the name smart list, because it's dynamic. If we go to next month, or if somebody pays their invoice would automatically be removed from this section, because this list shows the different invoices that falls under the parameters or the rules that you set for this smart list. And we'll go to membership. We have a dashboard here too, but unlike the dashboard in the home page, this is unique to the organization rather than to the individual. So home dashboard, each dashboard is customizable. The organization dashboard here, it is for your whole organization. Some of the modules have their own dashboard, such as memberships and campaigns. We have some for context too. And again, you understand the health or the performance of your membership right at this section, highlighting not only your membership, but your data analytics too. Now, I want to talk about smart lists. With a smart list, what you can do is you can create a list of your members. If I add on advanced filters, so this is again the fields that I've set making work for me. So I'm just going to set, for example, agriculture industry. I'm going to put another filter, and these filters are again based off the fields that I've created. I've put on my membership form. I'm just going to select agriculture, male. If I save this into a smart list, I can access that list by clicking this drop down button. I can download it into an Excel file, or I can send an email campaign to this list. And be assured, I'm sending it to the most up-to-date list that I have, which means if I'm sending an email campaign to all the males who are in the agricultural industry next week, and there are 2 new contacts added this week, 2 new members get added this week under those properties. Next week, when I send the email campaign, they would be included in the recipient list. And you can also create smart lists not only for members, but contacts too. What's the difference between members and contacts? Well, contacts includes members and non-members. So members only members, contacts members and non-members. And when you are managing an organization, what's really important is making sure the membership applications and membership renewals are up to date and they are healthy in a sense that you don't let memberships pass through you. So if there's a new member, make sure you approve or decline. You go through the verification process first, approve or decline, and make sure that your membership is as large as it can be, but still within the confines of the rules and regulations and requirements of your membership. So over here, you can see there's application fee, awaiting payment, awaiting approval, awaiting activation and decline. Essentially, a membership can go through each step process, or if you want somebody to immediately pay and become a member, that's completely fine. If you view the membership here, this is the information that they've provided. It's all customizable based on the fields that you've decided. You can have a fixed date membership. You can have a rolling date membership. You can also offer recurring payments. You also can offer grace period, and the emails that gets generated from membership and events can even be customized to your liking. Membership and events. So with the digital transformation that you've made, hopefully moving to GlueUp, you don't need to manually send emails and reminders about payment on your membership renewal, because GlueUp does it for you, not only for events, but not only for membership, but also for events. So that's what happens when you make a digital transformation. You don't necessarily need to make all the actions by yourself. And again, we not only manage your applications, but your renewals too. And when you make the digital transformation, you ideally will have your email marketing capabilities within the CRM that you're using. So with GlueUp, that's what we offer. So you can send a regular campaign, event notification, or event invitation. Now, I'm in a pinch. I want to send an event invitation. I'm just going to select which event do we have. And I'm going to create this. The first thing it's going to ask me to do is it's going to ask me to select who am I sending this email to. I'm sending it to my CEO Smart List. I'm saving and continuing it. There's a verified sender list. I'm selecting my colleague William. There's a reply to email as well. Save and continue. And because GlueUp wants you to work smart, we actually create this ready to send invitation based on the information that you provided. What I mean by based on your information is provided because this is attached to an event, because you're sending an event invitation. So you are sending an invitation for this event. So the information that gets populated is from this event itself. So again, with communication, with engagement, is very important. You understand how many people opened, how many people did not open, where people are clicking in the email campaign. So you understand what email campaign works, which areas people are clicking, and if people, if your board members ask like how well our campaigns performing, you have an idea. So over here, let's just see all the different information. Next, we'll go to events. With events, it's really easy to create an event from GlueUp. I'm just going to show you how to create an event from scratch. You have offline, you have online. Let's just select offline for now. There is an event blueprint. What is an event blueprint? Now, this is interesting. Let's say you have a monthly networking night for your members and non-members, and you get tired of actually creating the event every single month. Sometimes it takes you up to 4 days to create such an event, but actually with the GlueUp platform, you can do it in a matter of minutes. You can just select the blueprint that gets associated. I'm going to skip this step for now, but essentially what this does is that it copies the event, or perhaps all you need to do is change the date, change the time, and then you'll be good to go. You can certainly do that. Over here, this is the area where you need to input the bare bones of your event. And what I mean by bare bones is that event title, the time, the date, all of this information. And for you to create an event, You see how GlueUp is very considerate of you? We make it into step 1, setup, step 2, publish, step 3, promote, step 4, manage, and step 5, follow up. So all you need to do pre to post event is just follow through the workflow in this section. So I'm not going to cover everything in detail, but essentially setting up different tasks. You have your event settings, general settings. We're always directing you what information you want to input. We want to make sure that your event becomes a successful event. So we even let you know what descriptions, which areas you can put for description for search engines. So it appears in Mr. Google's favorite list. And over here, you have event team, who's responsible for this event. Registration options. You can set up a registration option over here, whether attendee approval is required or not, what's the attendee capacity, if your venue is limited. And again, GlueUp making sure that you can focus on your event. You can even set event reminders, so you don't have to send manual reminders. There's a registration form. You can create different registration forms for different event tickets. There's payment options. You want to allow online payment via bank transfer, payment by check. You have tickets and discounts. With tickets and discounts, you can create whatever ticket that you'd like. You can also create discount codes. If your event is a popular event and you don't want to miss on anybody attending the event, you can set up a wait list. Event community just means if you want your attendees to be able to see who else are attending the event, you can set up this event community. Populating the event page, just putting this. We're just going through the motions, right? Summary, speakers, agenda. It's a drag and drop functionality. Again, what's important is the ease of use, the user friendliness. Venue is being pulled from Google Maps. You can also set up sponsors and partners, exhibitors, and you can attach documents too. And layout and design. So sometimes you wonder, perhaps when you see this, well, Willis, what if I want to add a page that's not available here? Just click here to create a new page. And designing the event. I apologize for that. Yeah, sorry, just human. I do sneeze from time to time, so you can make sure I'm not an AI. Just change the template here. And in GlueUp templates, you can see which template would actually suit your event best. And select the template that you feel accommodates your event. Right. Just now we went through campaigns, how to promote this event. You have attendee list, you have approval list, wait list, and attendee list. Just making sure your events go smoothly. You have badges. You can actually do on-demand badge printing. What I mean by on-demand badge printing, if you have printers, but do consult with us which printers work best. When people check in, the badges get automatically printed. But honestly, I don't always recommend that unless you have multiple printers, just because you never know what's going to go wrong. So you can always generate a PDF file and print it. We even have guidelines on where to cut it, but probably you go to a print shop, print it, make badges out of it. We have on-site toolkit. We have standard check-in, self-check-in kiosk, and a GlueUp Manager app. Check-in locations if you want to do check-in on different sessions. An interesting fact, we just released session registration. So for those of you who has events with session registration, we just released it. GlueUp is always determined to add new features onto the platform. And that's one of our newest features. We have on-site registration stat, a finance module, and you also are able to send surveys after the event. And finally, we go to the context module, trying to make this information make sense, if that makes sense. So over here, I just want to show you a contact, what the contact would look like. I'm going to show you two different views of a contact. One is an individual view and one is a company view. Over here, we see Kayam. We understand how much revenue he's contributed, how much revenue he's yet to pay. we see all the engagement. We have events and we want finance too. So I know not only if PIAM has been added into the invitation list, but which team member is actually making this action. We have the profile information, general billing information, speaker, data update history, subscriptions and committees, just to see who is what subscription or committee is a part of. And in engagement metrics, we just see PIAM in a more granular and in a more graphical nature. We can also see from a company perspective, since PIAM is working in GlueUp, we can see from GlueUp's perspective how much revenue GlueUp has contributed, how much revenue GlueUp has yet to pay. We can filter the activities based on our preference. We have profile information, general information, billing information, event sponsorship, data update history. We have contacts, which individuals are part of this company. And in engagement metrics, we get to see the activities of this organization, and we can even see it based on employee. Which employee is actually a member? Which employee who is a member is the most engaging member? We have all these information, and all you can also ensure that opportunities gets logged within the GlueUp platform. What is opportunities? Let's say I have an opportunity where Coca-Cola wants to sponsor my event. You can log it even in the GlueUp platform. And that's about it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time and your attention. So now what I want to do is open the floor for any Q&As, any question that you might have. So I'll pass it to you, the audience. You can utilize the chat functionality or the Q&A functionality that we provide. Is everybody shy, or have I covered most of the questions that you had before this event was hosted? All right, anonymous attendee, thank you for asking. What is the price of using our application? Well, our pricing really depends on the size of your organization and what you're planning to use with it. So it's not, we don't have like per se a tier pricing by this. So it's best to consult with a GlueUp team member. So do reach us at sales@glueup.com and we'll find the right salesperson for you just to reach out, because again, we make it in a tailored fashion, so you are not overpaying and you're paying just at the right amount. All right, thank you, Leah. The question is, how long is the average setup configuration time for a new GlueUp instance? Well, Leah, the question, the length really depends on your availability. I would say that's the key aspect, because if you ask me what's the average time, it's 1 month to 3 months. But can you do it faster than a month? Sure you can, but is your team available? Is your team available for the trainings? After the trainings, is your team available for the setup? Because with the GlueUp platform, we have a team that helps you during the onboarding and training, but at the end of the day, is your team available for the implementation? Usually, implementation takes longer when your team are also busy with the operations. But if you've dedicated yourself a period of time to implement GlueUp within roughly a month, I would say is very, very reasonable. An anonymous attendee asking how many companies and organizations are using your application. Hundreds and hundreds. And if you want to have a more relatable client, you can always reach us out, and the right salesperson will reach out to you, and he will let you know based on the industry what other organizations are using the platform in your region, organizations are actually using the platform. So we'll give you an even better response than, they will give you a better response than I can, because they can tailor the answer based on needs. And also a question we've just received. Can we choose the different functions in the menu, or they come in the full package? Not all comes in a full package. It really depends on your operations. But if you're purchasing the membership management solution, the add-on modules are community and chapter management. Besides that, it would already be included in the package. Yeah. Any other questions that I could attend or I could answer? Don't be shy. It's better to ask now, have an idea, than after a few minutes after the event is concluded, oh, I wish I asked that question. But if that even happens, you can again reach us out and we'll be happy to answer it. Right. And yeah, for examples of clients using GlueUp, which is a very great question, do reach us out and we can actually let you know which team member, which organization, so you can relate. Because sometimes the thing is, you need to convince your board members, your other team members, and what better way than saying, actually this organization that we know utilizes them, this organization in our space actually utilizes them. So yeah. All right, I guess that's about it. Anybody with any questions? All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time and attention. I hope I didn't bore you, but I did hopefully educate you on GlueUp's offerings, and not only GlueUp's offerings, but also what it takes to make a successful digital transformation, regardless of the solution that you choose, although we do hope you choose GlueUp. And with that, I'll pass it back to Rafa.
Thank you very much, Willis. And again, thank you all very much for your attention and for staying throughout the whole presentation. We will be sending out a recording of this event later on today, so we hope you will be able to receive that. If you do have any questions, please make sure to reply to that email, and we will be sure to accommodate you with the appropriate representative of GlueUp. So again, thank you all very much, and we wish you all a great day ahead. And we hope to see you sometime in the near future. Thanks again, everybody.